Beginning in 2027, your car is going to start spying on you, according to a new federal mandate. All new vehicles in 2027 are going to have cameras installed in the dash, and they're going to check to see if you're fit to drive.
Now, look, I do see some upsides to this, but I also see a lot of openings for potential misuse of this.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be misused. And now this is a Biden era thing, which the New York Post points out. We'll talk about this. Took a couple of years to work its way through, but this needs to be killed. No pun intended, no dark. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. The way, okay, so this is, we'll talk about this because I'm really frustrated by the whole situation, the surveillance state, and how these new laws are being rolled out under the guise of doing something helpful for you, right? Just like the internet digital ID is going to be rolled out, the age verification stuff is going to be rolled out. Think of the children. You don't want the children to be trafficked on Roblox, do you? Oh, and by the way, yeah, you're going to have to give us a retinal scan and a face scan. And if you want to get on the internet, everybody's got to know your full name and address and where you live. This absolutely positively will be misused. It'll become the new normal. Everything you buy will have a freaking camera in it to keep track of you.
Well, there's a flippin', was it one of the pasta sauces was doing a little puck that you can put on your table to record quote unquote family stories, but it was probably just to report back everything you said.
Oh yeah, well we know that your smart TVs are spying on you. I did a short on that. It turned out that almost every major smart TV brand takes a screenshot of what is on your screen every couple of minutes and sends it back to HQ, and you have to manually go in and turn it off, and then every time your TV updates, it turns it back on.
Here, it's the Prego Connection Keeper. It's a $20 hockey puck-shaped audio recording device designed to sit on a dinner table, aiming to reduce screen time and capture family conversations.
Yeah.
To what end? And then where does it go?
Yeah, so let's talk about this. I mean, we are living in what is becoming an Orwellian state. Mm-hmm. And again, these initiatives are being rolled out because, the sheep they'll just do it because, well, you want to buy a new car. Well, guess what? It's got spyware installed in it. And guess what? If you want to unlock these extra features, you're going to have to pay extra for the car you bought.
That's what I was going to say, because like these cars now, they're doing this thing where you get in the car, and if you seem like you're distracted, or your eyes are wide, or the car doesn't think you should be driving, it'll lock itself down and shut the car off. Which, like people pointed out, like what if there's an emergency and you're panicked because you have to go to the hospital, or someone's chasing you and you can't get away because it locks your car down. But yeah, like if you want to turn your car on, you don't want that feature of having your car locked down on you, for $100 a month, you can make sure that your car won't shut itself off like that.
Yeah, right. You want the
Think of the safety
pass of
your family, which is what they fought. That's what they argued to get it passed in the first place.
Yeah, that's what, and we'll talk about this because this surveillance state bullshit is always snuck through under the guise of being for your own good, right? It's ridiculous. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
For less than the cost of one super chat, we do not do live streams and super chats very often on this channel, but you can get a month's worth of paywalled content at more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com. And we're going to put some of our episodes that maybe aren't quite right for YouTube for various reasons out on our website. So thank you very much. The reefers are making this possible. So let's talk about this. New York Post, I love their headlines. Sinister in-car spy tech that can kill your engine will be mandatory next year under Biden policy, sparking major privacy fears.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
That is. That's all the keywords. It's keyword salad is what this is. Are you ready for your car to decide if you're fit to drive? If not, you better buckle up. A federal mandate declares new vehicles must have in-car surveillance for 2027 models onward, so that it can decide if a person is fit to drive and can make the car inoperable via a so-called kill switch.
Now, point out, they're not retrofitting. These are 2027 onward that this kill switch will be on. Now, on the flip side, places like GM and stuff are going to put spyware into your car with AI via, they're going to put Gemini in your cars, and that's 2022 and up. They'll retroactively go back and do that. But the new one about scanning your eyes and shutting your car off, that's only with new cars bought next year. So the market for used cars is just going to skyrocket here very quickly.
This is why I think we're seeing an uptick in, and we talked about retro games and vintage tech and analog tech, because people are tired of being spied on for their own good. They're tired of being, even if it's not something sinister, it's advertising. You're a mark. You pay for a car. You pay $30,000 for a car that you might not be able to use all the features on this car, and this car can just shut itself off if it erroneously thinks you're drunk, or the NSA or somebody can like look at the camera and see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, who's in your car? Who's that person? Maybe they're a person of interest. Maybe you know what I'm saying? And that's how it will be used. And they never tell you the full extent of how this stuff gets rolled out. We talked about Disney before. We went to Disney. What was it about? It was probably about 8 years ago. And I had lost my Magic Band.
I don't know. Well, you lost your wallet once.
I've lost everything at Disney. I think it was my Magic Band.
No, you didn't lose your Magic Band. It wouldn't scan. It wouldn't scan to let you in.
That's right. That's right.
At the Magic Kingdom, and I remember what happened. And we were at the Magic Kingdom. And that was like the third day we were there or something. And you couldn't get past the turnstile to get in. So one of the cast members came up with an iPad, and I was looking over their shoulder, which they didn't like. And they were scanning through like dozens and dozens of photos of us going around the parks to verify that you were who you said you were. And we did get in, but they had to verify you were who you said you were, but by video and
video surveillance. Now that's the thing. They don't, and they knew it was me. The thing is that they never advertise. Maybe it's buried in the fine print
somewhere, or it's probably on the app you used or something. Because I
bet you agree to this. Yeah,
agree. They're going to agree. They are so egregious when it comes to this kind of stuff. They're not going to allow any loophole for you to get to fight them on it. But yeah, they were taking pictures. People just don't know they're taking your pictures the whole day.
Right. So that's the thing. Like, you get the Magic Band. Oh, it's so magical. It'll make things easier. You don't have to carry your wallet. You don't have to carry your tickets, whatever. It's
RFID and tracks you everywhere you go.
It's RFID and tracks you everywhere. And look, your cell phone is basically the same thing.
Yeah, but the difference is Disney doesn't have like access to your cell phone data, but they do have access to the band you have on your arm. But and track where you scan in for attractions and stuff now.
So we're talking about in your car. We're talking about your television set now. Send screenshots.
Remember, guys, every so often, flip off your TV. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, right. Your television set, it's been proven, and this might be where all the advertising is coming from, because we talked about this before. We're like, isn't it weird that all of a sudden we're getting commercials for XYZ thing, or we watch the show and now we're getting commercials for it? I'm like, oh, because it was probably on the screen at some point. It took a picture, and they decided, oh, they must like this because they're flipping through the channels and that's what was on or whatever. Why aren't you more scared?
Because it's been rolled out gradually or normalized.
Like if you went back in time and you told somebody in 1999 or 2000 that, yeah, we're not only do we have, AI stuff or whatever, they think, oh, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, but your video games spy on you, your car spies on you, your fridge spies on you, your television spies on you.
You have to pay for extra upcharges on the car you already paid 100% for.
Yeah, if you want to utilize all the features of the car that you supposedly bought, then you're gonna have to pay extra. Same with the video game, same with everything else. Everything is, and it's the same with the appliances. The appliances are designed to break. Not only are they designed to break, but now they are spying on you too. So yes, naturally, people spend a lot of time in their cars. So let's freaking spy on them in their cars and then tell them it's for their own good. They said most new cars won't make the determination via breathalyzer if you're drunk, but infrared cameras continually monitoring potential impairment cues. Potential. What if you're joking around and like flapping your hands and stuff and whatever and in your car, or getting mad about a podcast like ours because you're a huge, She-Ra fan or something, and your hands are going and waving and you're acting like, and all of a sudden your car just stops. Just can't.
Well, they're going to measure your pupil size, your head movements. Now the plus side of these things, to be fair, is there's instances many times people having a medical emergency in a car and the car keeps going. and it runs over people or runs into something and everything else. This would, probably prevent that. There are some good upsides to it. Another upside is, someone's impaired. They're not going to be allowed to drive the car and things like that. I do think some upsides are there. That being said, and this is somebody whose best friend was killed by a drunk driver. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not just like talking on my ass here. My best friend literally was killed by a drunk driver when we were like 22. And, so I'm all for preventing tragedies and things like that. But I also think that you can go too far by, there's going to have to be some checks and balances, and it has to be proven that it ends with those kind of things. But you can't even opt out. Like that's just everybody who buys a new car is going to have this. And the flip side could be true because they're talking about drunk driving. The flip side could be true though. You could be being chased. And it could be an emergency and you're scared and you get in your car and you can't get away because your car won't let you drive it. So for every one side, there's another side.
I mean, that's the same with the, self-driving cars. Like you could theoretically hack that car and drive somebody off a cliff. I mean, every time you add a layer of technology, as my grandfather had an auto body shop for years. And we got to a certain point, or he got to a certain point where he's like, I'm not going to work on the newer cars anymore because they have all these electronics.
Yeah, my dad's like that too.
Yeah, and you have to take it to the dealership. So it's a scheme, basically. You got to take the car back to the dealership because they have the specialized tools because of the electronics. And he said, it's kind of scary that you can't, and this was, we're talking 20, 30 years ago. He was like, you can't do anything to these cars without having the right, electronic tools. And now you're basically driving a computer or a cell phone with wheels. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what they are. And again, I completely understand the point. They said that this was this policy was designed by Mothers Against Drunk Driving, but they snuck it into the 2021 Infrastructure Act. And as a guy who worked for a government adjacent software company, and we dealt with regulations, we dealt with the CFRs, and we dealt with all stuff. The shit that they sneak through daily that you don't see, the stuff that gets buried in some new act or proposal that a lot of senators will just blindly sign it because it's on like the last page. You're like, oh yeah, by the way, you just waive your right to whatever. This is why you have lawyers look over contracts because something could be buried in there.
The special interest stuff that they keep putting in these, and then they pass it in the middle of the night. All this crap is ridiculous, and it needs to stop. But I mean, I get that. I get where they're coming from. I just think there's as many downsides as there are upsides because people aren't going to trust it. For one, two, if there's an emergency, who's to say if it's going to, misidentify something and stop and somebody cause them to get hurt, or to say the hacker couldn't say, oh, I want to catch that person, they're running from me, well, I'll just hack them and then their car shuts off and they can't get away. You know what I mean? There's all kinds who say the government isn't going to misuse it and hack cars to make sure you can't get away. How long till the police think you're speeding? Well, that's no problem, we'll just shut your car off.
How long until we're at a place where the government can just push a button and yeet you, or somebody else can get rid of you if they just, because everything is so tethered to a system. So you pair this up with digital ID, right? So if you want to get on the internet or do anything, you're going to have a digital ID. So we're going to know, who you are, where you are, whether or not you can buy things or sell things,
Literally China.
Yeah. You'll have a social credit score. Are they a good person, bad person? Where are they at right now? We want to know where John Smith is. Oh, there's John Smith going to that convenience store. What's he buying?
Those people who don't think it matters, that, there's a bunch of homeless people in China. Well, at least that's what I'm reading. Can't confirm. But there's like an uptick because it's a lot of people whose social credit scores are bad, especially younger people. So they just can't rent any place or anything. Can't access the things they need to access. How long till that?
So if there you were accused of doing something wrong and maybe you didn't actually do it, or maybe it's, what I'm saying, they'd be like, okay, well, we're going to tie your digital ID to your car, so you're not going to be able to go anywhere. Oh, you want to go home and you want to get something to eat? Okay, well, actually, no. We'll take it a step further. You want to go home? Oh, we've already changed the locks because all the door. You just wait. All the locks on your house, they're digital for your own good. to make sure you had to have a
Or
retinal
wait,
scan
how
or
long do
something.
they shut your car down and then drive you to the police station, lock you in and drive
Well,
you
that's
to
what
the
I was
police
thinking
station?
too. Like, or they'll let you in your car and then they'll just lock the doors and drive you to the police station. You want food? I will lock the fridge. You didn't pay this. You didn't do that. Oh, you said something mean to somebody. Oh, you criticized the government. Oh, okay. Well, we'll just shut off your means of survival. You're not gonna be able to use your bank accounts. They're already doing that. I mean, whether true or
That's mostly overseas, not here. But yeah.
well, no, they've been doing it here too, and then in Canada, they shut the truckers' banks down.
Yeah.
And, now Trump passed something about the debanking or whatever. But this is, if people are okay with this, then I don't know what to fucking tell you, because I cannot imagine buying a car that spies on me.
People aren't okay with it, and like I said, even as somebody who was best friends with a victim of drunk driving, and if there's ways to prevent it, then I'm all for it. That being said, I think that this is taking it too far, and it's also concerning for other reasons. And what if your kids are in the car and they panic because they're just learning to drive or something, and then the car just shuts off on them or something like it could be, there could be a lot of things that go wrong also. A lot of false things that could trigger catastrophic things with your car because or different events because it reads something incorrectly.
Yeah, and I get so frustrated with Geeky's car. She got a newer vehicle. I'm still driving a 10-year.
I regret it now.
Yeah, because everything I for the first like 2 months that we had that car, I was like, I hate this fucking space car. Because everything was so damn hard because everything ran through the computer. And yeah, some of the conveniences are nice, but I'm also like, yeah, it's ridiculous how complicated. And if the computer goes out, literally there are no analog instruments on the dash, so the computer goes out. Basically your iPad on wheels doesn't work.
Well, I'm looking at this, and there's all these points that are marked. I'm assuming those are all sensors that watch you. So if one of those sensors goes out, does your whole car shut down until you get it fixed?
I don't know. What if you drop something and you're like, I mean, you're not supposed, but what if you're like, and then the next thing will be like, well, they're going to spy on you, make sure you have your seatbelt buckled and make sure you have, what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, you should, but they'll control your speed. I think they already have technology that does that. They'll control your speed. Oh, you can't speed, so we're going to slow you down. Oh, you needed to pass that truck or whatever. That's okay. You're in a 55, so we're going to slow you down. You're going to get rear-ended and, whatever. You needed to swerve to hit a deer. Oh,
to miss a deer. Don't swerve to hit the deer.
Well, it depends on who you are. Maybe you're trying to get some points.
I love the country, but yes, but yeah.
You needed to swerve to not hit the deer. Okay, so sorry, I'm on a tear here, and I'm thinking about that because that your car has that stupid lane assist thing in it, and I know I've tried to swerve with it before to avoid hitting something, and it's tried to push me back over into the lane. So what if somebody gets killed because they're not allowed to actually drive their own car? Because it
is concerning. I mean, I think I get the thought process behind it. I get why that it would save lives in that regard, and I'm not against it. But I just think there's too many other issues around it that I am not liking that make me very concerned for other potential harm that could happen over it.
So this is so General Motors is adding Gemini to 4 million cars. This is on top of, oh my God, this is the dumbest.
So they're putting AI in your car.
Oh,
you don't have to read the whole article. They're putting AI in your car. Now supposedly you can opt out.
Right.
I can't tell you how to do that. You'd have to look it up, but supposedly you can opt out, but they're going to put AI into your car whether you like it or not.
Yeah. I mean, everything is just, it's basically, it's so weird because I remember people with Google, and Google, Gemini is a Google product, but people are like, oh, Google cookies, advertising cookies on websites are invasive. You're putting Google to everything else. You're putting in your car, the smart home thing, which I refuse to have one of those. And
then when you get these new cars next year, they're always watching you with all kinds of cameras and sensors. Mm-hmm. So you have an AI that already probably sends back information about you that can get into the cameras and everything else. Oh, you had a conversation in your car and you said something we didn't like. We're alerting the authorities. Even though we just misunderstood what you said. It's like, I'm so sick of this shit. If I get my hands on her, I'm going to wring her neck. They threatened to kill someone. Shut the car off.
Yeah. And then we're going to have the digital ID so we know who's talking shit on the internet. And then you'll need the internet to literally do anything. And then we're going to have the AI be the caretaker of the internet because we're firing all these people in tech. So the AI, which makes mistakes, is going to be responsible for basically deciding who gets what. I mean, we're seeing a wave of AI demonetizations now on YouTube, a lot of very poor decisions being made at companies because of AI. Because it's not there yet, but they're going to turn the controls over to the AI.
I don't want it to ever be there yet. And the thing is, I think that's why we're seeing such a huge trend in younger people and people like wanting to go back to older tech and things. Because at least if you have a Walkman, it's not spying on you.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, basically, if the money gets shut off, this nonsense ends. And people have been so conditioned to just go along with whatever because it's easier to just go along with it. See, also the pandemic.
I think the sales are going to take a huge, when people find out, I think the sales of new cars are going to take a huge hit. I think people are going to go buy used cars because they don't want this, especially older cars because they don't want this. I think you're going to see a rise in like probably classic cars and things being bought. And then speaking of cars, beyond this, even when you don't have AI in your car, another thing they're doing, and this is in, I think, Colorado. They're calling it Avis. And what this Avis is, you don't even have to have a smart car or whatever. Basically, it has different cameras up in different locations on main roads. And they track you between, the different camera markers. And if they feel you've gone more than 10 miles, the AI feels that you've gone more than 10 miles an hour in the times they tracked you between lights, they're going to fine you $75. Because if you got there too fast and you would have had to have gone 10 miles over the speed limit, you're going to get fined.
Yeah, I mean, like that. Yeah. I mean, I can actually understand that one more than I can understand putting the damn camera in your car. But they're going to have the technology. If they can watch you in your car and your car's got a computer in it and you're going to be tethered to Gemini and you're probably going to have an account, then they're going to be like, oh, yeah, we know yesterday you were going 74 and 65. So,
Well, I mean, look, here's the thing. What's to say the AI isn't going to screw up here, too? And what recourse do you have?
We know the AI screws up. We know AI gets basic math wrong sometimes. Like you have to double check everything.
2,000 people who went through that road between these times all suddenly got hit with a $75 speeding ticket. And you know what? They're like, oh, our quota's down. Hurry up. Tell a bunch of people they were speeding. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there we met our quota.
And then here we go. We got, Uber and Lucid revealed advanced 6-seater robo-taxis, 100,000 units to roll out in 2027.
Well, that's interesting. It's all 2027.
What the hell is going on? Oh, they took it down. I don't know. I did know about the robo-taxis. I would never ride in one. I would seriously never ride in a robo-taxi because, like I said, I know these computer systems make mistakes, and how do we know that it's just not gonna see the whole picture and you're sitting there chatting away in the robo-taxi and it hits a deer, hits another car, decides, you know what, I've just
your house and runs over your pets.
Yeah, like, you know what, what if your kids come out to see you, the robo-taxi? Okay, the robo-taxi goes to the airport, picks up grandma. The kids haven't seen grandma in a couple of years. Brings grandma to the house. The kids run out. They're so excited to see grandma. And then the robo-taxi with grandma in it runs over the kids.
Yeah.
It could totally happen, because it doesn't see the kids are there or whatever. It's just like, God, what are we doing? Like, I'm all for technological advancement, but you got to put it through its paces. You can't just rush this shit out. But it's all about the money. It's all about the control. Like, we got to stop, because what's going to happen is we're going to have a bunch of people that are going to be so afraid of using any technology because they're going to be like, it's all bad. So let's go back to the caves.
Even beyond that, you have people that have bad intentions that can hack this stuff like nothing.
The technology itself is benign. The people behind the technology, the intentions behind the technology, that's the problem.
And what other people can break into technology and use it for is questionable.
All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.